Woohoo! We are here, and I'm here with my beautiful bride, Renee. Renee, thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, Jed. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so good. We see you guys in the chat, and we are happy that you're here with us. And this is going to be a great time to acquaint ourselves with what Acrylic University is all about and try to understand the best way that you can get through what we have. And we want to celebrate you and just say thank you for being here. We're so thankful. Renee, do you have anything right off the bat that you just want to say to people?
No, I'm just happy that you're all here. It's we're in the Pacific Northwest and it's springy and everything is green and we're seeing daffodils and it just feels like a good time to welcome a new group of members. It's a new beginning, so we're happy to start this with you.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny, guys. I went out and I painted outside yesterday, and I was doing something for our kickoff tomorrow, actually. That was the goal. And I'll end up being able to salvage it, but I had the hardest time with my painting. It was so funny. Anyways, but it was so fun. I was outside and the sun was shining and the flowers, these daffodils are sprouting up and swaying in the wind, and it was just a beautiful day to be outside. Like you're saying, Renee, it's a perfect time to welcome new members into the membership. So we will get started, guys. I see you. I see Coral, Elizabeth, Lisa, Deborah, Stephen, Angie's aspirations. All right, cool. I see A Broad, Jody. We love you guys. We're so glad that you're here. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to jump into some slides real quick, and we will kind of keep rolling. So we are so glad you are here. And from the whole team at Acrylic University, Diana, Peter, we've got people behind the scenes that you may never see. Alyssa, you'll always get responses from her, though. If you've ever emailed Acrylic University, you're likely to get a response from Alyssa. Kelly helps us with so many things on the back end, organizing things, posting on social media, and a lot of the emails that you would have gotten that aren't a response to something would have been from her. And then we have Adam, who helps us with our advertising and different marketing things. So all of us are very excited that you're here, and that's why we're jumping up and down. It's not actually a picture of us, but that's how we're feeling on the inside. And I just wanted to keep this one in here too, because this is me and, of course, Renee there and our little daughter, Willow. And we're really thankful because when you become part of Acrylic University, we also like to think that you become part of our family. And I want to just celebrate you guys because you did it. You did it. You took a leap. You made a commitment. And here's the truth. You're already in the top 5%. You're already taking action and making progress. And these things might, you might not realize, but it's true. You've got a journey in front of you. And for those of you who've made the commitment and made that investment in yourself, you've said, you know what? I'm going to do something. I realize this is the next step for me. That is such a huge part of how you actually make progress, right? Is like if you never take that first step, you won't take the second, and you won't take the 100th step either. You have to start. And so you know what this calls for? I want you to do something for me because this calls for high fives all around. So I'm going to see if I can do this with Renee. Renee, can we figure out how to do this? Let's go like this. Okay.
Where are you? No, I
there
can't.
We go. There we go. There you can do it. There we go.
I have to do it with the back of my hand.
No, there we go. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay.
Here.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, all the way. There. All right. We did it.
Oh,
that's trickier than it seems, guys. I know that was kind of silly, but that honestly is kind of tricky. I don't know why it's just so backwards to the way that we kind of are normally thinking and seeing things. So anyways, but high fives all around. Good job. We're so glad that you're here. Sustained breakthrough requires consistent daily action. And I just have a few things here to remember, because we want you to succeed in the way that you want to succeed. And that's different for everybody. Everybody has different goals. Everybody is here for a different reason. And so don't compare your goals with somebody else's goals, or don't compare where you're at with somebody else. But we want you to be able to move forward in the best way for you. And one of the things is just to be consistent, right? And remember, I love the movie Finding Nemo and Finding Dory, because I love Dory's, her little mantra where she just says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And just to realize, as you're in this journey, no matter what, no matter who you are, no matter how long you've been painting, your inner critic will always show up. And you just need to just kind of keep that mantra in your head. Just keep going, just keep swimming, just keep painting, just keep moving forward, because that's what it's really about. And you will eventually begin to create a new normal for yourself. And that it's very helpful to put different ways of thinking. If you've got thoughts that are self-defeating, to just kind of recognize them and say, wait a second, hey, why am I thinking that way? And start training your brain to think in new ways, and to believe new things, and to create new habits. And you're going to find really a lot of joy in that. Trust the process. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I love it. Just slid in the door. Happy to be here from Houston. All right. Well, welcome. And remember, this is the truth, right? Renee, don't you love this quote? Can you read it for me?
I've been absolutely terrified every moment of my life, and I've never let it keep me from doing one single thing. From Georgia O'Keeffe.
What do you think about that, Renee?
Well, it makes me think of Acrylic University, and when we started it, how terrifying it was, how hard it is to step out and do something, to have courage and to try something new and different. And each of you are here doing that, and I'm so proud of you. I was thinking about, a lot of you you might have seen a Facebook ad and you just clicked on it and you're like, I don't know where this is going to take me, but I'm going to try this. And I think that takes so much courage. When I see stuff online, a lot of time I just shy away from it. But man, like, you followed it through and you're here. And I just think that's, you guys have shown a lot of courage just to step out and do something totally different. So
that is really neat, Renee, because you actually compared it to us starting Acrylic University also, which is kind of an interesting comparison that I haven't really thought about. But, guys, you are on your journey and we're on a journey too. And so a lot of things that we're kind of running on parallel tracks, right? You might be trying out something new in art. You might be making a commitment in art. But I have to tell you, every time we do a masterclass, it's a new commitment for us. And we have to, basically anything new that we do. So, but that whole thing that you just came through, you just experienced with Diana, that was a brand new thing. We'd never done it before. And we invested a ton of time and money and energy, and Diana spent hours and hours and hours and weeks and weeks and weeks preparing, and all of this stuff that comes together. And it's a huge commitment, and it's also a huge risk in some ways, because you never know exactly what's going to turn out. But what we do know is that if you put in the effort, the benefits are there. And you guys are part of the benefits. For us is like, man, we have all these new friends here, and we think that we just created a really cool, masterclass that's really fun. But we're on the same kind of like parallel journey, right? You're taking a step and we're taking a step, and it's kind of cool. Yeah, we're with you. And artists cannot fail. It is a success to be one. I don't even know who Charles Horton Cooley is, but I love that quote because, again, when you're facing fears, it's just incredibly helpful to remember there is no failure. If you are pursuing a dream, if you are pursuing your creative, imaginative venture, there is no failure. All it is learning, growing, discovering. Isn't that cool, Renee?
Yeah, for sure. It's a good one.
So this is actually a throwback to something that I talk about in the other masterclass that we've done, which is where we end up looking at this one image a couple times. And I love this image so much because it's what I want you to embody. It's what I want to embody. I want to live this way. I want to create this way. I want to paint this way. And this is what I want you to feel like right now. And so if you were in the masterclass and you heard people say roar and, bold like a lion, things like that, it's because they've been in the other masterclass that we talk about this more. But I kept this in here today because I want you to visualize this and have this in your head. And I want you to kind of internalize this and go, this is who I want to be in my art. I want to live and paint and be courageous and not be held back by anything that would limit me, any fear or anything that would, just kind of try to keep me back. So anyways, can I hear a roar? I hear one. Yes, let's hear roar. I want everybody out there to say, roar, I'm a lion, bold like a lion. Renee, give us your best roar.
No, I'm not doing a roar.
Oh, okay. Okay. Look at that roar. I love it. And we've, of course, got a little delay. Oh, there we go. Roar. Oh, nice. I see a big, long roar. Okay, guys. Thank you. It makes me feel so good when you guys all respond. So now we're going to kind of just get into some details about your membership because it's important to know where your membership lives. Where does your membership live? Renee, does it live on Facebook?
No, it's easy to spend a lot of time on Facebook, but it's not really there.
Facebook community it's a really important part of your membership, but your membership lives at acrylicuniversity.com. And so we're going to talk a little bit about how you can access your courses and things like that, because you're going to go to the same place every time. And if you memorize this, it'll make it so much simpler to get. So you'll always go to click on My Courses. If you've got a phone and you're looking at a phone, you're going to see that there's this little 3 bars. That's the menu, and you want to click on that. If you're on a phone or a tablet or something, you'll click on that, and it'll do this drop down, and then you'll click on My Courses there. Now you can also click on Login, but I just find that just clicking on My Courses, it'll take you to the right place every time. And sometimes you don't have to log in, and sometimes login won't be there because you're already logged in. So you just want to click on My Courses every time. How do you access my membership? Log in with your email address and password you used to sign up. So the very first time that you signed up, that's the email to use. If you have multiple emails, sometimes that can get confusing. And so if you need help, email us at support@acrylicuniversity.com. That is your go-to place. Some of you have gotten on my text list and you have received text from me, but that's not the place to go for support. I can hardly keep up with those because I get a lot of responses and I do my best, but honestly, it's not the best way to reach us. So the best way is always going to do support@acrylicuniversity.com. And I'm going to just really quickly switch gears because I just want to do this in a run through for you. Okay, so here I am. I'm on the site. And where am I going to go? I'm going to go to My Courses. I'm going to click that right there. I'm going to log in. And it's going to open up this for me, okay? So you go right here, and you're going to come to, you're going to have these three things in front of you. Start here, and you're going to have the journey, and you're going to have the library, okay? So I'm going to switch back to that in a second, but that's enough for right now. Once you're logged in, you'll see those three things. Of course, we try to make it as clear as possible, but you want to start. Where do you want to start?
Start
Renee?
here. Start
Oh,
here.
there we go. Okay, good idea. There we go.
There's no question about it.
I like that. I like that. And I just saw a comment that I wanted to say something about. Robin says, I saved the page to my home screen to find it fast and easy. And I totally recommend that. If you can bookmark our site, something like that, just make it super easy to get to every time. But you go to the Start Here place, and that's where you're going to get this information about joining the Facebook group, information about emails, meet the team. You're going to set goals there. I know a lot of you have already gone in there and you've done these things, but you're also going to find some FAQs and some general information. But where you want to go on a very regular basis once you're done with the Start Here is you want to actually think of the journey as your dashboard to your membership. So just like we had a dashboard page for the last masterclass, you will have the journey. It's kind of going to act like your dashboard. Because when you go in there, you're going to see, okay, all the weekly events. You'll find links for those. The kickoff week, the guest interviews, workshops, critiques, everything's going to be in there. There's going to be a calendar in there, and there's going to be regular updates. So I'm going to just switch again, and I'm going to show you what it actually looks like. I'm trying to remember if I go through this, but you can see here that Renee makes things very easy. Once you get in, there's a big button. So the next event is almost always right here at the top where it's obvious to see. Over to the side, you've got supply list, the community things, submit homework, and you've also got an upgrade button. If you're not on your computer, these will be at the bottom. So if you're on a phone or a tablet, the things that are over here on the side, they'll be at the bottom. You don't have to scroll down to the bottom. But you can see there's a calendar link here. You can click that. How does the journey work? A little explanation. And this, if you're new to the new member stuff, this will take you back to the Start Here. Is that correct, Renee?
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep all the new member stuff in Start Here. So if you're looking for, there's a 30-day new member challenge, there's going to be some jumpstart sessions, and the link to this orientation will be there. So
that just took me back. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. To be a new member, about being a new member, just it'll be in the Start Here. So, but that will take you there. Yeah. So
if you are looking for an event, though, for instance, what's starting tomorrow, you're going to come right here. You'll find there's a section for each event, and you will find all the information. Now, one thing that happens a lot is that it's easy to not read everything and just send emails. Just be thinking, okay, well, I don't see where should I go? Send me this, blah, blah, blah. So we'd love for you to get in here and actually read this, because most of the time, anything that you actually need to know is going to be right here. So there's a link for submitting your homework. Renee, where is the link for the event?
You know, I don't always put it under that. It's always at the top of the journey, that the button that you.
Okay,
so the next event's always at that button when you first go into the journey. Yeah.
Got you. So the information for the event is in here underneath, but if you just need the link to the actual event, you're going to go here. I think we could probably change that. We probably want to put it in there, but it's always going to be right here at the start of the journey. That's the next event.
Yeah.
Once something is finished, what you'll see is that you have all this information. It's stored and it's in here. So if you weren't here last month, but you want to go back and see the interview with Randy Hayashi, you can go in here. You can see his artwork here, and it's incredible. It's great. All this stuff is kind of archived back here for you. And so if any part of it you want to go back and check it out, you can do that right here in the journey. Renee, you were going to say something else?
Yeah, so all of the live events we do them on private YouTube links. So when you're actually in the event, you'll be like you are right now. You're in a private YouTube link. And then, yeah, that's what Jed was saying. After the event is over, then we download it and upload it into the journey. So you can always go back and watch it there.
Which, for instance, we are working on right now, the masterclass. We have to do a little bit of editing to it. We have to upload it. We have to get it in there organized enough so that it will make sense. There's a lot of content. There's a lot of information, and we want to give it to you in the best ways. But that's going to be in this next section. But it was a live event, but it won't be in the journey. That a masterclass, you'll go to your library. Okay, so that's the next part. When you think of your membership, I described it this way before, but your journey is, just imagine hiking. You go on an adventure and you are, crossing, some terrain, and you realize that you get to a place that you have to figure out how to build a raft to get across the next river. And so you go to the library. The library is kind of like your store. It's where you're going to find the materials. You're going to get all the directions to how to build a raft to get across the river, okay? So you're going to find full courses in there, previous live lessons, masterclass, frequently asked questions, and landscape modules. The thing that you won't find in there are the interviews, and the actual journey monthly content isn't in there, but pretty much all the other content is going to be in there. And so I will open that up for you guys also, because I want you to see what that looks like. So
and Jed, there's a lot in there, and I thought Jed had a good analogy. Sometimes people join and they look at it, and there's over 200 lessons, so it's really easy to feel overwhelmed by that. And I would feel completely the same way. But when I heard Jed say, when you go to the library in your neighborhood, do you walk in and say, "Oh no, I have to read all these books and I'm so overwhelmed by all the books here. There's thousands of them."
Or
Like, no.
I'm so far behind. I'm
Yeah,
so far behind.
No, just start. We always recommend starting with Acrylic 101. Just start there. And you don't have to do everything in the library. There are a few foundation courses in the beginning. There's the 101 courses at the top there. And then, so we do recommend going through at least Acrylic 101 and Color 101. But you can kind of also pick and choose what's interesting to you and what you want to work on. And everybody, some of you have hardly painted at all, and some of you have been painting for 20 or 30 years or more. So everybody's entering at a different place. So, but the main thing is don't be overwhelmed. You don't have to do everything. It's all there for you. So just do what works for you, basically.
I'm going to make this real big just for a second. Like Renee's saying, each one of these is a full course. So you could look at Color 101 or Foundations, Acrylic 101. Each of them, you'll open it up and it will be another set of lessons and a bunch of content to go through inside of each of the courses. So that's why we're saying, you don't go to the library and think I'm behind. You go to the library and you look for what you want. And the landscape modules is a good example of where there are all these modules on different subject matter, creating atmosphere and capturing water and roads, trails, and pathways and flowers and clouds and mountains and nocturnes and buildings and the urban landscape and beautiful light and snow. So again, you wouldn't get overwhelmed. You just want to go in there and say, okay, you know what, I'm painting something and it's a floral and I want to kind of learn that. Or if you are really wanting to dig in more with what Diana was talking about, the color of light and shadow, and that whole idea of a lot of the content that you got, she goes into a deeper look at it all in this course here. And she's also got a course on design and this still life course, and I have a plein air adventure course. So anyways, wherever you are finding
Hey,
you
Jed.
want to dig deeper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before you leave there, can you show them the search bar?
sure. Oh, up here. If you go up to the search and you type in something like plein air,
Yeah, so you can search for stuff in the library.
you'll see it's taking you to these different all sorts of things. Some of them are from the plein air course. Some are from just you'll have to kind of dig around a little bit to see what
Yeah.
you are looking for. But anyways, it's a really good tool to find. If you're looking for something specific and you don't know where to find it, you can go up to the top and do
Yeah.
a search. I also wanted to show you that this does go onto the second page. So if you're looking for, there's not a ton on the second page, but if you're looking for your resource photos, there's a couple different places you can find them. These are photos that you have access to, and you can paint from. They're yours to use. You can sell them. You can do whatever. Sell your paintings from them. It's going to open up a drive folder for you, and you'll be able to look at them, download them, whatever you want there. What was the other place? Oh, okay, yeah. And then I'll show you the other place that you'll find is in each of the journey modules or monthly kind of dealios. You'll find all sorts of other resource photos. And if you go into this is a dual thing. We did this last time, and we didn't want to do it again. So don't get confused. This says new member orientation and kickoff week, and it's because we did them back to back. But if you go in there, you'll see over on the right side, or if you're on a phone or a tablet, they'll be on the bottom. But there are all these reference photos, and so you can click on them. It'll download it. You can see, okay, there's one of the reference photos. Again, these come out every month. You'll get 5 new reference photos that are specific to that lesson, that monthly theme. Now,
Hey, Jed, so there was a couple questions. Somebody was asking about the journey in the library. The question is gone now, but it was a good one. So the journey is all about live events. The library is all about recorded courses and lessons for you. So the journey events are on Fridays, usually at 10 in the morning Pacific time. Almost every Friday we have an event. And then the library, those are just courses for you to work through when it works with your schedule. So you do those on your own. So we have both of those, and everybody uses the membership differently. So one person might just come to live events. Diana has a monthly really in-depth workshop. So you could just do that and watch the guest artist interviews and demos. Some people probably just work in the library and just do recorded courses because they're really busy and they don't have time for more. So I think you can kind of tailor it to your schedule, how much time you have, and just what works best for you.
Yeah, once the content is on the site, it's there 24/7. You can access it in the middle of the night in your pajamas, and that's what makes it so great. A lot of people come to the live events because it's fun to interact with other people, if they can make it to the live event. If they can't, they often still like to watch them because you still get the sense of the interaction.
Yeah.
But there is so much content that is just kind of this more normal course. And that's the kind that I think can get into oftentimes a little bit more detail about the specifics of what is being taught, because even though the live interaction is really great, sometimes it also can be a little distracting, or you're trying to keep your content to a certain length of time or something like that that abbreviates it a little bit.
Yeah.
Good thoughts, Renee.
Can I say something else, Jed?
Yeah.
I just forgot what it was, though.
Oh.
Oh, well, somebody was asking if we had in-person events or courses and stuff, and so this is primarily online. We are super excited because this summer, we're going to host 2 in-person workshops, and they will be on Camano Island in Washington, where we are now, where we live. So we're inviting members to come to those workshops, and I have information in the community about that. If you're interested in, just email me at support@acrylicuniversity.com. And do you want to say
I want to show people my mug that I'm using. I have to use this when our daughter's not in the house because she gets mad at me if I use it because it's hers. But I really like this one. It says "You are magical," and so I'm telling you guys all that too.
Okay, I remember the other thing I wanted to say was, if you guys are in the library or like you just really can't find something, like just email us at that support@acrylicuniversity.com and we can help you find stuff. I know there's a lot in there, especially in the beginning when you're getting used to it. So just feel free to reach out to us.
Support at Acrylic University is your friend. Now, when you get into the community, once you join that, you're gonna want to check the featured column or whatever you call it. It used to be called announcements. I think that kind of makes sense. Now it's called featured, but that's where we put a lot of the content that you will or information or kind of highlight things that would be helpful for you. The community, of course, is where you get the most out of your friendships that you will build in this membership, because that's where you get to see each other's work and share each other's work and talk about things that are hard and talk about your successes and rejoice with each other. And I need your guys' sympathy, man. I'll tell you my story tomorrow when I share what I did yesterday, but I totally am in the thick of it with you guys. If you've gone through some hard paintings recently, I'm right with you. So here's the deal, though. Enjoy your membership. You are never behind. Please, please, please hear that loud and clear. You are never behind. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself with other people. Don't compare yourself with any instructor or a guest artist or anything like that. Interact with others. This is how you're really going to get the most out of it. And have fun. Have a blast. Just commit your mind to say, art is fun and I'm going to enjoy this. Acrylic University, we also have this 30-day new member challenge. And this is just some things that we think you can do really practically here in the first 30 days. And it'll make your membership, just really get off to a great start. And so the first thing is to join the Facebook group. That's number one. Second thing is to go through the Start Here section of membership. And I would guess that there's a bunch of you that have already done both of these. So look, and this is another easy one. Watch the new member orientation. If you are here and you are hearing me say this, you've already got 3 of these things done and you can just check them off. If you just love checking things off, this is for you. Okay, 4th one, locate the monthly calendar. Now, I just showed you where it was inside of the journey. All you have to do is open up the current month and click on the little link there, And actually, it's not even in the month, is it? It's the very first thing in the journey. It's underneath, and you'll see a little thing that says "Go to Calendar," and you just click on that. Or Renee, do you also put it in emails and in the Facebook group?
Yeah, you guys, if you're looking for information, emails, the journey, and the Facebook group. I put everything everywhere possible because
You have to
find stuff in different places. So
you have to understand that Renee, after getting a lot of emails and trying to make sure that everybody had the information, she understands where people have had breakdowns in the past with communications and where we've made mistakes in the past. And she is incredible at covering all the bases. And that's why you can go to your email, you can go to the Facebook group, or you can go to the journey, and you're going to find essential information there. So let's hear it for Renee. Renee, you are incredible.
I just do a lot of copying and pasting. Jed, after you're done going through this challenge, let's talk about selling or not selling paintings from the membership, because there's a few questions about that.
Sounds good. So then you want to gather your painting supplies. Again, another no-brainer, easy one. This is a cool thing. Take the Jumpstart course with me. Either do it live or replay. And so here's the deal. We're going to do this. It's 3 Tuesdays, April 12th, 19th, and 26th, live at 10 a.m. And again, this is to try to get you off to the best start possible. Start a regular painting habit. Put it on the calendar. Comment on 3 or more posts in the Facebook group, and remember that you are loved and believed in. So you want to create your learning habits, set aside time. Yeah.
Oh, can we talk about that question?
Well, I was going to try to go through one more thing first.
Go for it. Okay, go for it.
Put it on your calendar. Make it work for you. And let everyone in your life know this is important, including yourself. I think that's really important that you talk to other people about what your goals are and what you're trying to do. And a lot of times, your family or people around you directly may not be artists, and they may not totally understand why it's important to you. But having you express it is still helpful, because it'll help them understand that it does matter to you. And that if you are saying, I just need, this set aside amount of time, it's going to be helpful for both of you to have the right expectations. So Renee, okay, let's talk about this before I get into the next thing.
Yeah. So yeah, generally speaking, if there's a lesson that you've painted along and you see Diana or Jed interpreting a photo, and you paint it, those are the paintings that we just consider those to be your practice paintings, and we just say use those as a springboard for your own art. Use that practice and apply that to your just another painting. And so please do not sell those ones, because Jed and Diana have painted for many, many years, and this is their work and this is their interpretation of the photo. Then, okay, the other thing though is we know that you might want to, we're totally okay with you giving those paintings away, or if you wanted to donate them to a charity, that's what we say basically. Just write on the back, this painting was done during a lesson at Acrylic University with Jed Dorsey or Diana. Just make a note on the back to give them credit for it, but feel free to give those away to family or friends. If somebody's at your house and they're like, oh, I love that, like just totally feel free to do that. Just make a note on the back. Or if, like I said, if you want to donate it to a charity, they're raising money for something awesome, just feel free to do that. So I hope that's clear. And then Jed showed you the reference photos. There's some in the library, and then every month in the journey, there's new photos. So if you go ahead and you take those photos and do your own thing with them, of course, you're 100% free to do whatever you want with those, because that's your own painting. We just gave you the photo. So Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions about that?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. And I will just add a couple things to it. One is that there are hundreds of photos. I mean, you already have access to probably 300 photos. I don't know for sure, but there was already a ton in the library. So if you go to that photo reference area, there's a ton there. And now we've been doing the monthly ones where we give 5 away. We've given away probably 30 or more really cool reference photos there. So there's a lot for you. If you feel like you just don't have the inspiration or something like that, there's a lot there that you can paint from and you can sell from and you can do all that. The other thing I would say is that there are artists who have developed their own kind of way of painting enough to the point where they don't feel like they need to copy what I'm doing or what Diana's doing, but they will take the idea of what we're going to paint and they will take their own reference photo, or they will find something that they're going to paint, and they will watch what we're doing and how we're approaching the subject, but they will have their own reference photo that is something, maybe a similar scene or something that might have the same colors or whatever they find that they think, okay, well, they'll paint that one and I'm going to paint this one. But they'll still be learning kind of along the way, but they'll be painting from their own reference. And that way they can take that and do whatever they want with it, sell it, anything. The other thing, the other alternative that I've had people do is every once in a while, somebody will show me something that they did and they were basing it on what I had done, but they changed it so substantially that it was totally their own. Now that's a harder one to judge, but I think that there is some room there if you really take it in a different direction and you kind of like do your own thing and you change the composition and you do this and this and this. It's just a little harder to make it up. So I think the better option is finding a reference photo that you have or that you could find that's you can use and painting from that. And that way it totally can become your own thing.
And somebody once a month, as we're starting the new theme for the month, I always do a post in the community for members to share their photos related to that theme. So somebody was asking if they could share their photos.
Yeah.
So that's a really good chance to share what you have. And it's super fun for members to just, share reference photos, because it's just helpful to have ideas of what to paint. So we get a lot of really awesome reference photos that way, just through members.
Very good.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Very, very good. Yeah, thanks for asking. And I'm going to just jump back into this quickly. Okay, so we want you to create your learning habits. I'm going to say this, set aside time every week, put it on your calendar, make it work for you, and let everyone in your life know it's important. Now, I heard somebody say, I never share these things because people don't really understand. And that's why we're here too. It's because we do understand. We get it. This is a passion. It's not something that is just on the side for you. And so we're glad that you're here if you don't feel like you can. But these are the things if you really want to get overwhelmed and frustrated, this is what I would recommend. Okay? Never schedule regular time to grow. Only scroll around in the Facebook group, just kind of leave it up to chance, and then spend all your time not actually creating anything, but just kind of comparing yourselves with other people. Never set a goal or kind of think, what do you want to work on? And never engage with the community. Never really connect with other people inside. Those things will, honestly, this is of course very facetious, but they will leave you kind of overwhelmed and kind of frustrated. And so I highly recommend doing the exact opposite of that. Okay. Recommended priorities: watch weekly events, think about one area you want to grow in, and look for extra content in the library. So, you probably already have a little bit of a sense, even if it was from the masterclass, of something that you could grow a little bit more in. You could learn a little bit more about color. There's one aspect of this that you really want to dive into. So just kind of always be thinking about what's one thing I want to work on in this painting. You can't work on everything at the same time. Sometimes we just need to settle it down into one thing. And then the other thing is I'd recommend just doing the 30-day challenge, because that'll give you a really specific set of things to work on. Now, we're going to take some questions here in a minute, but I wanted to go through some questions that Renee tells me she gets all the time. So here they are. Renee, you want to read it?
Okay, I think I mentioned this already, but what time are the live events? And what if that time doesn't work for me? So almost every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. They're usually 1 to 2 hours long. The longest ones are Diana's workshops, which are about 2 hours. And then if you can't be there live, it's fine. You can watch the replay. Like I said before, the replays will be in the journey afterwards, so you can watch those when it works. Okay, and then we have a lot of issues with people having a hard time chatting during the YouTube live events. So I actually put together a document, so we can't see it here, but if you're having issues, email me and I'll send it to you, and I'll probably put it in the community too.
Perfect. Thank you. Is there homework?
Yeah, so basically the homework is to do one painting a month and then to submit it to our homework link. And when you do that, your name will be entered in for a draw for some prizes. So that's what we're doing tomorrow for the March homework. So for the next kickoff, we do a draw. You don't have to do this. It's just supposed to be a fun thing, and it might be motivating for you to maybe win a prize. And your homework can be based on the monthly theme, but it could also just be from whatever course you're working through. So that's just a fun thing. Just a painting a month.
Okay, and I'm seeing a few questions, and what's really cool is, you guys, this is why Renee's so smart, she's the boss, is because she already has the answers here for you. Where do I find links to events? So we kind of talked about this, but you're going to receive an email every Monday morning. Check that email. It's very full of important information for you, links and all stuff. And then you're also going to get an email 1 hour before every live event. Renee, this is the one that I just saw somebody ask, though. I joined as a monthly member. How do I pay for another month? Do you want to answer that?
So it's set up as a subscription. So actually your card would be charged automatically every month, but anytime you want to cancel, just email us. But it's set up like that. So you don't have to do anything as long as you're enjoying it and using it. You can, it's pretty simple.
Yep. It will just happen automatically unless you change it. So you don't have to worry if you thought you just paid for 1 month. It'll automatically renew every month. What if I have questions? Email us at support@Acrylic University, and then also go to the Facebook community, because oftentimes, I don't know if you noticed this. Well, I think I talked about this in the masterclass, but our moderators, and they're people who've been around for a while. And there are a lot of people who've been around for a while, and oftentimes we'll want to get to answer a question, and then we'll realize, oh, look, somebody actually already answered it for us, and they gave the exact answer that I was going to do. So
yeah, I actually think it's better to ask questions in the community, because there's so many amazing artists, and they might do something different or have another idea or a way to do it. And
we've learned a ton from our community too.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, people shared with us different ways of keeping the Masterson sponge from getting moldy. People have shared us so many different things. I think different mediums, all sorts of different stuff. So if it's related to art and painting, ask it there. You'll get tons of answers. And then also, if it's related to your membership, if you really just need a direct answer that's about billing or your account or something like that, you can email us at support@Acrylic University. But you can also ask questions in the community if you're trying to figure out where to go for, to get to the live event. Somebody will share the link with you there too. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that people will be able to help you with in the community. And then I saw this question come through. Can I upgrade my membership? Yes, you can. That was part of the thing, saying, hey, you can join as a monthly member, but if you want to become a lifetime or if you want to become an annual member, you can do that at any time. And if you do it within the first 30 days, we'll actually just apply that. We'll refund you the money so that your whatever you paid toward your initial, if you joined as a monthly member, it will go towards whatever you choose. Or if you joined as an annual member and you want to upgrade to a lifetime, if you do it within a certain amount of time, that first 30 days, you'll also get that. And I think that there might be something. Do they get prorated on that one, Renee? I can't remember.
If it's within the first 30 days, they would get refunded or credited towards the lifetime. If you use your annual membership for 6 months and then you want to upgrade to lifetime, you would get reimbursed for the months of the annual that you didn't use.
Okay, so there's a prorated way of doing that.
That's prorated, yeah.
Okay. So Jumpstart is going to happen coming up soon, April 12th, 19th, 26th. Come to that; it's going to be really cool. And this is kind of what we're going to talk about: tools and 5-step framework. And April 19th. I'm just going to say what I never want you to do. Wink, wink, and steps to color mastery. You'll understand more if you come. Okay, what you can expect from us: 1 email per week on Monday. You might get some inspirational emails that are going to come to you at different times, but the email that has all the information is always going to come on a Monday. Add us to contact support@acrylicuniversity.com and jed@acrylicuniversity.com, and that'll make sure that it will come to your direct inbox, not get somehow sent to spam. If you have missed anything, make sure you go check those other folders. I know we have pretty high rates with Google, but earlier on we had problems with them, putting stuff in spam more. So you always want to check that, make sure. Also, check your announcements in the Facebook group, the featured section. That's it, guys. We are so glad you're here. Now is our chance. If you have any questions.
Jed, I'm sorry to interrupt, but could you go into the Facebook community and then in the stream, I'll see questions that I just answered like 5 minutes before up in the featured area. So I just want to make sure you guys know how to use that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I will switch over to that. So, if you are here, what Renee's saying is that she'll come down here sometimes and she'll find a question. And the answer to the question is actually right up here in this featured section. So if you are looking for some information, make sure you check here first, because you might just find exactly what you're looking for. For instance, we got a question about homework. And you can see here, there's this featured article that Renee has here that is all about homework. So we got an email this morning, no problem at all. But you can find a lot of this on your own just by knowing where to look. And so that's why you would go here. It will open up this page, and then this is where you will submit your homework and you can see what other people have done. So that's, again, very helpful.
I just saw a question about the 30-day challenge. So if you go where Jed is in the featured section and scroll over, Jed, if you scroll, that's different than the Jumpstart. The Jumpstart are like 3 live events. The 30-day challenge is right there, and it's just a list of things to work through as a new member to get you started.
Okay, why did you start talking about Jumpstart?
Oh, somebody was asking if the challenge was different than the Jumpstart.
Oh, Yeah, the challenge has the Jumpstart as part of it. If you look closely, you'll see it's one of the things to check off to take the Jumpstart course, live or replay. But yeah, they're different because the 30-day challenge has a lot more. Anyways, that's the idea there. You can see that, and I'm going to switch this. So if you have any questions, this is your chance, guys. It's not a painting a day for 30 days. That would be a really good challenge.
No.
And we have done stuff kind of like that, but not that intense. I can't do that myself personally. I don't know if I honestly could do that. I've done 14 days in a row, and that was a stretch. When are dates for Jumpstart again, and what does it include? Okay, I will go back to that slide. Whoopsie, here we go. That's what it's going to look like. Basically, it will be, I'm going to take some content from Acrylic 101, Color 101. I think some of the key concepts that I think will help you in your art. And the one on the bottom, honestly, I might just take out. We might change this. I can't even remember exactly what the steps to color mastery is right now, because I don't know if we did this before Diana did her last color mastery course, the boot camp. And so that one right there might change a little bit, or it might get adapted a little bit. But these first two are I know what they are. They're going to be fun, and it's a good time to kind of connect with each other. But those are the dates. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Okay, let's see. What else do we see here? I did Inktober once. Oh, 303 days. I'm at 30 days. Jed, do you use the paint set link below this video? Shoot.
I think it's the Masterson Stay Wet palette, isn't it? Oh, no.
I don't know. On YouTube. It's got to be something on YouTube. Renee, do we have a supply list that's exactly what I use now?
With the Winsor Newton paints and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to put the pigment numbers on it, but yeah, we have that list.
But where is it? Where would they find that?
Oh, in the membership. In Start Here and Journey and Library. It's in the...
It's my exact one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's easy, guys. I'll show you because I don't want you to miss it, but essentially you're just going to go to your journey, and you see right here, supply list. Click on that. It's going to open up this, and then it's going to give you all the colors that I use. These are Winsor Newton Professional. I think we need to say professional in there, Renee.
Yeah, I need to change that.
Yeah. So anyways, you just need to make sure that they're, okay. We've got a couple mistakes, things that, up here it says it right here. It says Winsor Newton Professional Acrylics.
Yeah, and then there's a link if you want to order your supplies online from Blick. There's a link at the top towards the top.
there's a link here that'll open up something for you. But and it actually has everything here for you. If you are in the States, this is a really simple, easy way of getting your supplies. Okay. So let's see. Question: as a newer, whoopsie daisy, there we go. As a newer painter, do you recommend buying your primary colors using the same brand like all? I probably would recommend that. I still use one Liquitex color if I can. It's their cadmium yellow light, because I just love that color more than any of the other cadmium yellows that I've found. So I still use that, even though almost everything else is Winsor Newton Professional. Can I tell Blick to go to AU to get a school discount? That's a good question. I don't think that they do that, but we should ask because they
Yeah, I
should
don't
do
know.
it. Do you have another reliable source for Canadian artists? If you go to, you can find all the same type of things at DeSeris or Opus.
Yeah, like
There are,
curries. Somebody in the community just within the last couple days did a post. It was called Calling All Canadians. And it was
oh,
all
really?
about her experience getting art supplies in Canada. So if you go into the Facebook community and search Canadians, I think her post will come up and there's some good feedback there.
Okay. Here's a question from Jody. She says, if I paint in oil as well, could I show those paintings if I did a lesson from the course with them? Yes, of course. You can show them outside of Acrylic University. No, I'm just joking. You can show them inside of Acrylic University. We have people that paint in oil and they just are practicing that all the lessons with color and value and all the things that, I mean, 90% of everything overlaps. It's just how do you apply the paint? How quickly does it dry? Are you going to do a glaze over the top that's thinner than the thicker layer underneath? All that kind of stuff is a little different, but generally everything else is so similar. Yes, absolutely, you can. Okay, going back down. Blick took 2 months to deliver. Yeah, I think they're getting
Wow.
better. Hopefully they're getting better. I know that there was a time after, when there was so many things that were out of stock and all the manufacturing had slowed down, that they actually just didn't have the supplies for a long time. So that was probably part of that. But I think it's getting better. Delta Art and Drafting Supplies in Edmonton has great prices, but they never do free shipping. Okay.
Yeah, if you guys are from Canada, I want to let you know that I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta. So I am like 100% Canadian. So I have a heart for our Canadian members for sure. Jed's a dual citizen actually. He's both.
I'm a dual citizen. I just realized I could show some of these on here. Student discounts, Blick, Jerry's, and Artorama. You know what? I used to be a Blick featured artist. I can't remember what they called me, and I was an ambassador or whatever, and I liked it. But at some point, I don't know, I didn't really intend to drop it, but they were asking me to do things that I wasn't finding the value in doing it really. And anyways, I stopped doing it with them. But one thing that's nice is that I use these canvases a lot. This is actually from Jerry's Artorama. You can't get it anywhere else. And I would always have to kind of hide the fact that I how did that question come up? That's crazy. I must have accidentally done it. But now we can kind of direct you towards whatever we think the best is. Now we have a long relationship with Blick, and we have direct links, and they've set up these different lists for us and everything like that. So it's easy for us to go, here's Blick. But Jerry's Artorama is good, and so is Joe's Cheap Art, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna save this, and because this is a question that's more about actual painting. If you can come back to Jumpstart, or if you can come tomorrow and ask your question, that's where I'll do that. We're trying to keep this, and sorry I didn't mention this, but at the beginning we thought about it and we thought, let's try to keep our questions today that we're going to answer about the membership more and about more related things to, the bigger picture, because we'll have lots of time to talk about the specifics of painting. Okay. King says free shipping over 75. This must be a Canadian thing again. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is a good comment. Somebody asked, just remember to not mix oil and acrylics. Yeah, for sure. You never want to mix them. You can paint oils over the top. Oh, you can set up a class list on Jerry's Artorama also, it looks like. So
Hey, Jeb, maybe we should, I just want to let you guys know that tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific, the same time as today, we'll be doing the kickoff for the month. So at the beginning of every month, we do a kickoff session where we look at the month ahead and everything coming up. And then Jed does a demo and shows you the reference photos and all the stuff in the journey that we showed you earlier. So that'll be a live event at a private YouTube link. And of course, if you can't watch it, then you can watch the replay also if you'd like. So, but it's always fun. And we'll do the draw for prizes for March homework. So you're invited to come.
And no, you're not restricted. I don't know if this was a comment to us. The only thing that we do ask is we have different people that are part of Acrylic University, some younger students, some people who are kind of doing this as a family and different things like that. So kind of the only thing that we've made a rule, not saying that we don't appreciate it or wouldn't accept it in another context or something like that. But one thing that we just don't really do is we don't really do any nude art or anything like that on in the paintings that we like to display or have put in. So I think there was only a couple times that's really ever come up in a group, but we did actually in the last masterclass, we had a painting come in and we just apologized that we didn't probably explain that at the beginning, but that's the only thing. Other than that, I mean, you just think generally, if I saw somebody painting super dark things over and over again, or what I mean is like kind of like sinister and, you know, graphic and evil or something like that, I mean, I would say something, but we don't have that. We don't see that. And so, yeah, whatever you like to paint is awesome. Okay. Can students upload and share reference photos? Yes, that was something Renee was mentioning earlier, is that when we do a new theme for the month, Renee will put out a post in the Facebook group and invite any contributions. So you can share in the Facebook group if you have good reference photos and you want to share them. That's really awesome. Yeah. And okay, let's see.
Mary Casper is asking if she can go straight to YouTube to get in the private YouTube showing, or does she have to go through Facebook? Because they're private links, if you go to Jed's channel on YouTube, you will not find the links through that venue. You'd have to get the link from your email or from the journey or from the Facebook community.
Yeah, because they're private. And that's how your membership means anything, right? Is if everything was out there public, everybody could find it easily, you included, but then anybody could find it, and we can't do that. So you do have to kind of come through a different format, whether it's email or on-site. Okay, do you have transcripts for your videos? This is a very good question, and I believe that if you go on YouTube, which is another good reason why we do our live videos on YouTube, you can click the little CC and it will show you the transcript from the videos. But if you're asking, do we actually have a copy of all the words on a document that we could also send out? No, we don't have that. And if it's a video that we just uploaded straight ourselves, it doesn't have the transcript on there either. So I'm sorry if that. Subtitles, yeah.
Or caption, closed caption. Yeah.
Yeah, closed caption. But yeah, so okay. Yeah. I've been so excited. I see this. Okay. Robin says, I've been so excited about sharing my progress with my friends and family on my personal Facebook page. Is this okay? I do mention, oh yeah, absolutely. No, we'd love for you to be able to, I mean, there's no worries about that at all. Thanks for asking, Robin.
Yeah, if you mentioned Acrylic University, we'd really appreciate that actually. Um, like if you share a painting that you did during a lesson along with Jed or Diana, as we were saying before, if you would, give credit to them, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, so regarding the transcripts, I believe there are free programs so that you can read along with the lessons. We do have the ability to do it. It's just it takes a ton of time, a ton of time. For a while, we were doing it. We were making articles out of every interview and things like that. But it's an overwhelming amount of data when you think about all the words that come out during a 2 hour or an hour and a half of interview or something like that. And so it actually takes a lot of effort to make it cohesive and legible and kind of make sense, because it's easier to listen to something sometimes and have it make sense or visually kind of make sense than just the program. We would have to hire somebody. And so it was actually really expensive for us to hire somebody to go in and try to make sense of it. So we don't do that. But if there's a lot of people that really, really, really want to have that or need the subtitles, we get more requests for that now. Oh, sorry. I don't know if that was a... but yeah, we definitely want to make everything as accessible as possible. And
yeah.
we've had a guy that was deaf who used to come to our live classes, like in-person classes when we did them on the island, and he would ask me if there was a way that we could do subtitles. And at that time, we weren't doing as much with YouTube, where now I think he would have an easier time getting around. Okay,
Hey,
guys,
Jed, we should probably. Are you wrapping this up?
Yeah, I think we need to wrap up. Well, you guys, you're very welcome. We are so thankful for you. Thank you for being here. We are very thrilled that you're a part of Acrylic University, and we love you. We believe in you. And let's all give it up for Renee. She does such an amazing job. She works behind the scenes most of the time. You don't see everything that she does, but honestly, this would not be happening if it wasn't for her. So Renee, thank you.
We're a good team, Jed.
Yeah, well, if you want to, so reach out to us. I just see this right here. Reach out to us and send us an email and say something, hey, about Jed transcripts, and then have Alyssa pass it on to us, and we'll talk with you more about it. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
love you. We believe in you, and we will see you
tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.